What is up, people? Today I'm bringing you the best capture spots of a few maps. Other maps don't have any good capture spots. And I also have a couple of super secret capture spots that you are going to enjoy. Now on this map, Octane, the best spots to capture this flag right here is by staying here behind this container. If you have an ID laid down behind you because someone might try to sneak up from behind, you can also capture this flag if you stay on this side of a container, and you can use this little vegetation here to cover you, and it will be harder for the enemy to see you. So these two spots are the best. On B, the best way is in my opinion, is by staying here. You can use a smoke grenade to cover you, an ID to cover you, whatever. I prefer to stay here because usually the enemies use explosives, and that way you won't die by the explosives that you throw into the container. Now right here on this flag, if you think that the enemies are coming from that side, you can stay behind these crates. You will be covered. If you think that the enemies are coming from the left here, you can stay behind the truck. You only have to look at that side. You have to look at the stairs. The enemies might come from there. So these basically are the best spots for this map. On the map Prison Break, on this flag there's not much you can do. You can stay behind this thing here. You can do the same thing on the other side of the thing. And you also can capture this flag by staying on top of this little excavator here. And it will give you a high view over the fence. You'll be able to see enemies coming over the fence, and they won't expect you to be here. So I say that this is a good spot. On B, we have a little super secret capture spot. You can capture B. A lot of people don't know this. You can capture B by staying on top of the hill. You will be on high ground, and you will be able to kill this guy. The guys coming from there, from behind the truck, they won't expect you to be here, and you will kill them very easily. And obviously, staying on top of the hill will allow you to survive explosives. Usually the enemies will throw explosives at B, and by staying here you will be able to survive them, or at least you won't die. You will take damage, but you won't die. You can also cap B by staying behind these little rocks here. They will provide you cover, and you are camouflaged on the vegetation, so it will be very hard for them to see you. Just make sure that you don't fall into your death, and because you don't want that. Right here on C, you can capture it by staying on top of those logs on the truck. It's not a very good spot, but you can do it like 1 or 2 times during a match. You will catch the enemies by surprise. You can also stay behind this what's left of this tree, and it's definitely my favorite spot to capture that flag. Right here on Tremor, we have a bunch of spots here on Alpha. If you think that the enemies might come from that direction, you can stay here. If they only have C, you can stay here behind these huge bottles of something. And if you think that they might come from this side, you can stay on the other side of these little things, and you will kill them by surprise. You can also stay behind the truck here. It will give you protection. If enemies come from the left side, you only have to pay attention to the stairs and to the truck there, the Hummer, that Jeep right there. You can also stay behind these little barriers here, and it will give you protection in case anyone comes from the building, the stairs, or from behind the truck, and you will kill them by surprise because they will be like, oh my god, there's no one here. On B, on B, you can stay behind this pillar here. It will give you cover if in case anyone throws an explosive. If they throw grenades, it's harder to survive them because grenades are like heat-seeking. They will follow you. But if they throw like C4 or Semtex, the pillars here will provide you cover. So it's like using flak jacket. You can also stay behind this pillar here in the middle of them too, and you will have more cover in case anyone tries to kill you. As you can see here, bam, just have to stay behind the pillars, in between the pillars, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now on the C flag, you don't have much, you don't have very good options besides staying here on the stairs. You can also stay you can use the stairs as cover if you lay down. There's not much you can do here, but this is definitely the best spot. You can also stay by the car here. Staying on the stairs is definitely the best spot for that flag. On the map Fright, we have a very good spot for B. If you stay here on the side of the train, you will have tons of cover. Usually enemies don't expect you to be here. Usually this is what enemies, what your friends do, teammates do. They just come here and they stay here. Now this is a very bad spot. So stay by the side of the train. It will give you cover. The enemies won't know where you at, and you can do the same thing on this side. As you can see here, bam, stay here. This is like a super secret capture spot. And you can also see enemies that come from that direction. So this is the best spot on the map for B. Obviously, for B, yeah. On the map Whiteout, I like to capture Alpha by staying on top of the snow here. As you can see here, this is like an elevated spot. You can capture Alpha there, and that because you are like in an elevated spot. If enemies use C4 or something like that, it will explode on the ground, but because you are a little bit higher than the ground, it will give you cover and you will be able to survive explosions. You can also stay here. It's like a little entrance here for the house, and it will give you cover. So that's a great spot for Alpha. B doesn't have anything, and to capture C, you can stay on top of this little rock. The tree will give you cover if enemies come from that direction. You can hide behind that tree also. And you can also hide here, but staying on top of the rock is the best because usually enemies don't expect you to be there. Now on the map Stormfront, we have a super secret capture spot here. If you stay here, if you lay down by this wall, you will be able to capture the flag, and this is just absolutely insanely biblical because usually enemies will look at the flag. You can see them passing there by the truck, and all you have to do is shoot them because they won't expect you to be here. Unless you're moving, they will be able to see you, but if you're not moving, they won't see you there, and you'll be able to kill them. Now to capture Alpha here on the map Siege, the best way to do it is by staying here in the middle of the vegetation. It will give you cover, and the enemies won't be able to see you unless they already know the spot. And you can do the same thing on the other side. You have the wall here. The wall will give you cover, and these two are definitely the best spots to capture that flag. To capture B, you have a few options. Usually people stay here when they come from this side. You can also stay on top of this. This is like a spot to do only once because the enemies won't expect you to cap the flag here. And they won't, if you're not moving, they won't like see you at first. So that's a good spot. You can also stay, you can also lay down here, and those little irons, whatever, of this metal structure will give you cover, and you can see the door, the window. You can see guys come from there, from this building here. So this is obviously a good spot, but the best spot in my opinion is by staying here, either laying down on the ground or on top of this little car here, either behind the car or on top of it. I like to stay on top of the car because because I'm on an elevated spot, it will give me protection against explosives. To capture C, you can stay behind the pillar here. If they come from the left side, the pillar will give you protection. And usually people just stay here, but you can also stay behind this little rock here, and you can also stay on top of the rock. And if you stay on top of the rock, you will have an aerial view and over people that come from B, and you will be able to kill them. Look, this is much better than staying on the ground because you are on an elevated spot and you can see enemies coming from a mile away. On the map Flood or Flooded, whatever, to capture Alpha, you can stay here on the steps, on the stairs, whatever, and this is a great spot. Enemies, if they come from the left, they won't be able to see you at first. They will be mind-fucked. You can also stay here behind the tables, the chairs, whatever, the little fence there. This is also a great spot. You can also stay on top of the table if you want, but that's not a very good spot in my opinion. But the secret capture spot here is by staying right here on this room. It's a room outside of the flag, and usually people don't expect you to be there. Now to capture this flag, there's not much you can do. You can stay here behind this little wall. I mean, you can also go underwater. I didn't do it on this video, but it's not a very good idea because you die super fast. And on the B flag, you can stay on top of the rubble here, of this little destruction here. I don't know what that is, cement, whatever, walls. You can stay here, and this is pretty much you can do. Usually people just stay there on the middle of the flag. That's a very bad idea. Just get on top of the rubble. As you can see here, this will give you tons of cover if enemies come from there, from where the direction that you're facing. They won't be able to see you, and if they step on the flag, you will kill them very easily. And that is all, gentlemen. I hope this video was helpful. Do not forget to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.